Glad we got the win. Just really proud of the team, the way the guys stuck with it. I mean, it was a tough game. You have to give a lot of credit to SMU, Coach Lashley and his staff. I mean, they had them ready, and there's a lot of talk about the offense on both sides, and it came down to overall team win. We needed all three phases to win the game, and obviously not our best performance, but you have to give a lot of credit to SMU for what they did. And we'll have to find an answer and find a way to get more efficient in all three phases. And there's room for us to improve on all three phases. I don't want anyone to feel like they should be patting themselves on the back. This is a opportunity for us to play at our best. We didn't do that tonight, but I have to give a lot of credit to SMU. I thought they played a great game. I thought they had a good scheme, and they executed really well. We made some mistakes still, but I think you're going to hear me say that every game. But I like the way we found a way to win this game. In the past, we've been down or had turnovers, and guys hung their heads in the past, and now the guys are fighting through and not giving up. So, I mean, to get the ball back and then turn it over and then get the ball back again, that's the leadership on our defense and our staff, our coaches, and the guys' belief in each other. But you just have to go through some adversity for these guys to trust each other like that. So we'll move on to the next phase and try to make sure that our statement three is a little bit better than what we did in the first 2 weeks. But happy to be 2-0 right now and excited about the next move. And we're going to learn from this and get better. And some guys got banged up, and guys were able to step in, and we felt good about our depth, and we had to go to it a little bit. So, we're going to have to see how we feel tomorrow and have an extra day to heal up. So some of those guys will need that extra time before they can get to the game next week. So any questions you guys have for me?
What was working for defense tonight, Oldest, and you the no touchdown in this game?
I think guys are just executing the scheme. I mean, we've gone against this scheme before, but I think that we know it can be a high-powered offense, and both quarterbacks for SMU are very talented. So we just knew that we had to just keep. I mean, as long as we play assignment sound football and make it hard for them. I mean, they got some chunk yardage and they got some yards and were able to advance the ball, but just allowing them to settle for field goals, I think it helped us win this game. I mean, I think early in the game we got a stop on fourth down. I'm not sure, but I think we got a stop, and then I think maybe they thought, okay, if they're going to get in field goal position, they're going to just kick it. And hats off to their kicker. My goodness, this guy was automatic, and he even kicked into the wind on some deep balls, and I was really impressed with his legs. So if we didn't know much about him before, we do now, and he was a huge weapon for them. And we missed one, and he was able to make all his kicks. Man, that was impressive.
Why did you go for it on fourth down from midfield? Turned out to be a great decision.
Yeah.
Take us through why you made that decision.
Felt good about it. Just felt good about it. I didn't look at analytics and things like that. Just felt good and looked at our guys. We even took a timeout, and people wanted us to think about it a little bit more, and I just still felt good about it. I liked the look in the eyes of our guys, and they felt like they could do it, and felt confident about the call and the way we went. It just felt right. So, and I'm glad that the offense executed it well, and we got the conversion.
Did you change the play on that timeout, or did you keep the same play that you've been on before?
I think we added a little bit of it, but I think the goal was to. A-Rod already knew what he wanted, and I don't know if we showed it enough, but we just knew we had different ways of doing it. So we have, and just give Jake a lot of credit. He got us in the right call. We have an audibles up there, and he felt it and got the right call on.
So did you check into that play?
I'm not sure. I have to look at the film. I don't know all the details. I can't tell you everything. You guys can't know all our checks and everything. So.
It was good on that fourth down call by that led to Phoenix touchdown as well.
Yeah, I felt good about that too. Yeah, I mean, there's another fourth down that we kicked it. You guys are giving me a hard time about going for it on fourth down. We punted it on fourth down a few times, guys. So, yeah, give me some credit. We punted it still, so it did work out. I think, I mean, you can look at analytics all you want, but it's like I think you have to go with the feel of the game and your instincts a little bit, and I think you got to have both of that. So, luckily, I have good coaches that kind of give me some feedback, and I'm the overriding guy, so I'm gonna try to make the right decision.
How impressed were you with Nawahine and Davis to step in and
Yeah.
replace this game?
I think you asked me a question in fall camp about the running back position. I said we feel good about that group, and we even feel really good about the young guys. And so we knew that we'd have something special there. And it's unfortunate that LJ had an injury that kept he got banged up, but I think he'll be okay. We'll see. We'll have to kind of assess it tomorrow, but it's something that was brand new that just showed up. And then same thing happened to Hinckley, and we'll have to see how it works. But those guys are in good spirits, and we'll have to see how they feel tomorrow.
What are those moments like? Those fourth down calls where kind of game hinges, and even that last drive where you're trying to, they have a chance to come down, kick it or to tie or go up. What are those moments as a head coach like?
Oh, it feels good. I mean, I kind of, you guys forget that I got into this because I'm a fullback, so a guy that and I grew up a BYU fan, so I think a lot of the fans can understand. I know you guys are media, you guys are supposed to scrutinize every decision, but when you feel it, you just go with it, but there are times that it just makes a lot of sense, even in the data. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really explain. Again, I said last time, let's not have to go for it all the time on fourth down. I'd rather get chunk yardage and get some scores, but if we need to, we know that we have plays that we feel really good about. Just like the 2-point play, felt great about that play too. And I'm just glad the guys executed. You can't get down on one phase, one or another, because we still need the offense to come through and get scores and convert, and then we need the defense. It was nice that the defense was able to get the win at the end. But we still needed Will to get in there and kick, and I think we're trying to catch his attention to try to get the clock. We weren't sure if the clock was going to go down, but Will was so focused. It was just kind of, guys, just let him kick. Just let him kick it, and we'll be fine. So glad it all worked out. We definitely need to play better. We know that, but we have to celebrate the wins too. We have to go through the process of the entire season, and part of that is celebrating, and then we work on it. We know what the work is going to be in the future, but we worry about that tomorrow.
With Jake struggling a little bit until the end,
Mm-hmm.
What went into the decision to stay with him for the whole game?
Yeah, we felt good about him, and as our quarterback, we have to be able to find a way to fight through it, and it's hard to play the game when you're just taken out if mistakes happen. I mean, we knew that mistakes happen in football. We got to rally around guys and allow them the chance to redeem themselves.
What went into the decision to give Miles kind of the last chance, the last crack at it, at the running back spot after he's been through?
I think we're just rotating the two. We felt good about both those guys, and you remember LJ and Hinckley would rotate, and so I felt the same way with Enoch and with Miles. And then, I mean, we still have other guys that like Pokai and Sione Moa that can do it too. So. We just need to get some guys healthy and get them ready for next week, and then see what the game plan is going to be for that. But it feels good to lean on the depth that we have, and Miles has played a lot of football here, so the moment wasn't too big for him.
What is the speed of Jack Kelly brought to this defense?
Yeah, I think the key is the defense is now really familiar with the system, and so there's not like in the past there was a lot of thinking, and now the guys, you can tell that they're comfortable with what we have, our scheme. It's a lot smoother defensively. We're not making as many mistakes. But yeah, Jack is a special player. We've been saying about that from the beginning. Mark gave us a lot, and those guys that came, they played in the system before, so it makes sense for them to not really bat an eye or have any hiccups along the way. It was a smooth transition, and I'm glad those guys are here. I mean, that's great connection with Jay and these guys who came here for these type of games, and I thought they both played amazing. I thought defense was really good. I don't know all the stats, but I think we're disruptive. Again, there's way more plays that we could have made. We had our hand on a few balls, but man, those quarterbacks are really elusive, and they made some plays. I don't know what we gave up in the run game, but I just feel good about what we were able to do overall in the red zone and get some stops and force them to kick field goals. Yeah, he was up in the box, and we all are involved in it. But this is I kind of like him up in the box. It's just I think we keep him safe up there, and then he has a good point of view. I think in the past he's always called it from the field, and I think it's a good dynamic. He and I work together so we can, and with Justin and with Gennaro and all the group. I mean, it was a really, really smooth transition and getting the plays out and all that stuff. And you notice SMU had this really difficult tempo to get used to. They were going super fast, and then they were slowed down, and they just had so many different type of tempos that it was very dangerous. So I'm really glad that we were able to hold them to such low points because that's a very explosive offense, and I think they're going to score a lot of points from here on out. We're just really fortunate to get some stops.
You've got to enjoy that you mentioned being a fullback, but you've also got your defensive background.
Yeah.
A game like this, when you hold them to 15, and again, in a scheme, seeing guys being able to play more free-flowing, that's what you've been waiting for, isn't it?
It has, yeah, and you know, nobody's patient for it, so we want it to happen quickly. But this is the point of where we know if guys can feel good about the system and focus on really the technique and the fundamentals of it, then we can really get some great production from them. But yeah, I have that background in defense, and yeah, I know I'm a fullback, but I'm a fullback in BYU's pass-happy system, so. It's a different background. It's just a weird resume to get into where we're at now. But yeah, I think just really pleased with the overall effort from everybody, from the players, coaches, and I thought it was a great trip. I had to give super great shout out to the fans that were here. They were awesome. I mean, we had so many BYU fans here. It felt really comfortable, and they tend to do this for us and cheer us on. So hope they know that. There's people that drove long ways to be here at this game, and we really appreciate them being here. So,
What happened to Batty?
Last question.
What happened to Batty's left ear? He got bloody in the early third quarter.
I don't know all the details of that. It's a violent sport, man. You know, scratches, fingernails, all that stuff could happen. So I'm sure it won't disrupt Batty's future modeling days as a cowboy. For, you know, he can model for Western. If there's ever a need for that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.